Hello, beautiful Libra. Welcome to your reading. If you're new here, I am Divine Light and I'm so happy you have joined me today. In this reading, we're going to dive into the energies of 2026 with a general spread, general overview. And I know it's a little early, however, I've been called to do that. We'll do a detailed other subjects in the future, but today we're going to dive into generally what's coming your way and what's leaving your life. And we're going to start out with the coffee cup. I have a special spread prepared for you for the tarot. And then we're going to pull 3 important things you need to know at this timeline and what is also getting activated in your life. By the way, if you go on to enjoy this message, don't forget to give some love, hit subscribe. Subscription is the best way to actually support the channel, and it's a free way. And if you would like a private reading, I have my email in the description box below. Just send me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Let's dive in and see what's happening in your cup, and then we will get to the cards. I see there's a tears of joy actually popped out of your cup. The timeline wise, my hand was right here. It can be within the 3rd month, but can happen soon as well. And what happens is I'm going to do the spread here too, which is a little bit enlightening spread. Before I apply it to the recording, I do it for myself, and it was really enlightening and on point for me. Maybe it's going to actually fit in your narrative, in your direction as well. Within, this is a timeline as wise, it's 5th month. There's a horse face you can see. Horses most of the time symbolize a wish fulfillment, so this can be desire appearing there, and it seems like it has like the wind behind it. It is coming really fast. Another energy of the wind is it's the air, it's the thoughts, it's the contemplation, it's the meditation actually going to direct you towards a right situation, circumstances that you're going to find yourself in. But it seems like here you're coming from light but into a darker space. So like I can see that you are riding the sword here too. Sword, suit of the swords can symbolize thoughts, ideas, communication, speaking your own truth, and being stoic. So it seems like you are going to embody all of these things within the first couple months. So this gives me the idea of actually like being on track and following the pathway of your desire rather than getting distracted by other things and basically stepping on the seeds. Instead of doing that, it's being logical in the sense of pursuing your desires. Yesterday, actually, I was listening to a recording of I forgot her name. She is the daughter of Silva, Jose Silva, and Laura Silva. And she was actually talking about the Silva method and how that you can keep on track with your desires. Then I turned on a video of Earl Nightingale, and he says the same thing. Like, these people are successful people and they keep repeating the same thing. It's about being positive and not letting the negative circumstances dictate your state of being, basically. And I see that there's an illuminated shape behind you. There are like 1, 2, 3 different pathways. This can be legal papers. This can be 3 different ideas. Even a 4 here. It kind of looks like teeth to me as well. It's like teeth actually is about chewing things into the smaller pieces. That's how it helps us. So I feel like maybe you're using your mental faculties to divide things up into the smaller pieces rather than just trying to swallow a whole task that you're going to take on in one time. And so what happens is the sword here is your word that you can speak your mind clearly. It seems like you might find yourself in an environment. There's a horse, actually, maybe even a bull. Bull can be an authority figure chasing you, trying to make you do things, and or even forcing you and trying to get the things done faster. Even though Taurus energy doesn't have that, but the bull might have it. Okay, so I don't feel like this is exactly a Taurus that you're dealing with, but you might be dealing with someone who has that fiery bull energy, that like you're the matador here to basically calm or maybe just trick this bull and get out of their way. So it seems like you're dividing things up into 4 chunks. 5 chunks can be your mission within the first 4 or 5 months of the year. I see again there's a horse and there's a smaller horse, so that will actually bring you to a place of wish fulfillment. Another thing I see here, there's actually a tree getting rooted. For some of you, it can be a travel. Maybe you are not currently planning because it's showing up out of nowhere that this tree getting uprooted. So you might get the chance, or something might push you towards movement. However, the horse is white. I feel like that can be indicative of a positive aura here, even though moving can be sudden, unexpected. It can carry you to a place of pleasure and your heart's desire. The movement doesn't have to be always physical moving. This can be also maybe if you're established in a certain subject, changing your course, or maybe you have certain friends, but you're changing your environment. You're not really talking to them anymore, or you're just finding a new aligned trees, basically the people that are really doing what you want to do, living the life that you want to live. So it's like the 5 people rule, like whoever you're surrounding, the 5 people you're surrounding yourself with, you are the summary of them. So it can be that kind of environmental change too. I see someone riding here broomstick. This can be also broomsticks. We take it as okay, it's the witch's invention and thing, but the thing is the broomstick helps clean up the dirt basically. So some of you might be reorganizing your own space. That can indicate the uproot and changing the whole structure, maybe redecorating your home, redecorating your environment, or cleaning up what is being a mess in front of you. Okay, another thing I see within this is like the 6 months timeline, and I see there's a new tree that you're planting here. So this is not only going to like changing places or changing what you're doing, you're also going to basically plant something new. And I see the bull here. This kind of looks like goat as well, but I felt like with the horns, the bull energy. So the bull that is chasing you, when you change the things, the way you do things, and I see there's a bulldog you're looking at, maybe get protection for yourself or someone to defend you. Defend in the sense of, it doesn't mean that you cannot defend yourself. It means that maybe there's a certain paperwork that needs to be filled out. This person is pushing you, and you can find a proper person who's loyal to what they're doing, can do it in a way that will be beneficial for you. And you don't have to know everything, how to do everything, but you can actually get that help that you need, which is actually, we have Think and Grow Rich here. If you haven't read it, go ahead and read the book because it has amazing knowledge. And there's also an example there that Henry Ford actually was bullied by papers back in the day, telling that he's not even a high school graduate or something. And he said there, I know who to hire and who to work with when I need help. I press a button and an engineer shows up, and I asked him how we can do a certain thing. So basically, this is the energy I feel here, kind of like exactly the same energy that you are finding, that knowledge. I think it's like a specified knowledge. It's something like that. And I see there's a chunk of money appearing here, 7, 8, 9th month timeline, and you're very comfortable on it. So it can be even establishing something new, maybe material success. It can be bringing together energies, okay? Bringing together maybe your savings with somebody else's and investing it wisely. It can also indicate like, because I feel a little heart energy, maybe like finding true love or finding something that you would love to do, or maybe you already have this thing that you love to do, but it doesn't really bring in any material success to you. Maybe finding a way to make money off of this thing. That can be the situation here. I even see a heart shape forming, a legal paper coming in. Maybe you're going to get offered something to sell something that is going to be maybe laying in as an attic that you don't even know that has that much value. Maybe something buried somewhere that you're finding. That can be that, like, because it has a heart shape, that will maybe bring you the offer, that material offer that you want. Another thing I see here, this kind of looks like a parrot's head, but it kind of looks like it's a Muppet under it. There's a handle. Parrot can be a spokesperson of someone. This looks like towards the end of the year, and there's a darker parrot behind them. So you might come across someone looking very friendly. However, they might have a darker entity behind them or darker energy behind them. This is not a bad thing. This kind of things usually show up, so you'll be aware. Maybe you're getting like a negative vibes from this person. You're talking to them, even though timeline wise it seems like towards the end of the year. This can connect to the person. I told you there's somebody's a bull is pushing you. Maybe they're the one whispering into the bull's ear. This is showing up in a good way, so that's why I feel like you're probably can't even become aware of this thing today, and you can start to restructure yourself. Maybe you're talking to wrong people that are giving your secrets or sharing your future plans, and they are waiting to rain on these stuff. So when you realize that, recognize that, maybe you're going to understand there's this person is like a puppet. They're not actually, they have their own mind. So you can steer clear of that energy before even the year starts, okay? I see there's a pregnant lady here giving birth, and the Libra. Pregnant lady can indicate pregnancy, yes. However, it can also symbolize maybe you are carrying too much weight on your shoulders. But the thing is, at the end of the year, that weight is going to lift it up. I feel the energy. Some of you might be maybe launching your own business, have a lot of things to do. You don't have enough helper. That's why you're having this burden. But at the end, probably it's picking up so well, you are letting that out, letting that go, which is going to also an elevation of energy in your life, okay? Let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, desire, and intention, hold it in your mind. Within the 7-8 months, I told you there's a chunk of money showing up, also good news coming forward. Your energy field is intact, even though people are trying to get in that space, maybe trying to trick you. They're not going to be able to do that. I feel like you're way too smart and way too highly intuitive and knowledgeable or logical to like to be tricked. And also, intuitively in your gut, you already know it, okay? Most of the time, you already know the people's intention, but you just let the things to play out by themselves, okay? But while you are letting things play out, it is okay. It's crucial, not okay. It's crucial to let yourself be protected from the harm that you're trying to cause, okay? Your energy field is intact. I feel like that's you're doing very successfully. I also have a very crowded environment. You might get together with the family or liked ones or like the family type of people throughout the year. We have a bunny ears here. We have a panda bear here. Panda bears are basically cannot really survive in the wild. So the rabbits actually symbolize abundance, a source of abundance. So you might be I have two guesses here. Maybe the 4th month timeline, you might find someone that require your resources to survive, which they're connected to this higher plane here. They might also have some things that are going to be really supportive for your desires, like they're going to support your desires. The second thing here is I feel like maybe the bunny is their resources, and this person maybe like have a lot of resources, but they don't know how to use it. And I can see that you're becoming the bear right here, the polar bear. So it seems like here you're going to maybe help them how to use their resources, utilize them in the best possible way. Okay, maybe they don't know how, but you know how, and there's going to be an exchange happening here. You will be helping them, and they will be helping you in return. Okay, let's dive into the tarot now. I told you that we have a general spread for the next year, but we're also going to touch base with this year's energy. And it seems like sometimes we go through life and we don't really realize and recognize what we accomplished. And that's what actually, when I looked through this deck and I did the spread for myself, that reminded me, yeah, I have actually I have been through a lot of things this year, and that some of them are amazing achievements, and they made really a lot of sense to me. Let's see how it's going to make sense to you. Last year's major lesson here, we have women of worlds. Worlds are pentacles energy here. Women is the queen. Seems like there's a pregnant lady, and I told you there's a pregnant lady I showed in your cup. I saw in your cup as well. So you might have been going through, maybe you actually went through a lot of lessons that you learned how to utilize the resources available to you, the Mother Earth, the resources that are in front of you, and utilize them in the best way possible to give birth to your new dreams. This can be, maybe you're in the initial stage of beginning things, but you're realizing now that you are extremely resourceful, And you realize this year that, and when you utilize them, they will actually bring major success into your life. And let's see what's the biggest achievement here. Four wands is victory, aspiration says here. Four wands can symbolize also ending of a cycle, coming to the finish line, completing a subject, an issue, or maybe you can see it as like, oh, I have been through a breakup, but that breakup probably give you a different perspective about what you truly want out of relationships, which is a victory. Because like you can go to like 100 hours of therapy, but one relationship can be not too long, but like a 6 month relationship can actually teach you, reflect yourself, own self to you with in a massive way, much more than therapy. I'm not saying therapy is not necessary. It's extremely necessary, because that's where we cannot really say, no, I don't do that most of the time to the therapist, because they just face us head on. But I feel like here some of you are achieved amazing finish lines, get to the finish line, completed amazing cycles. And also this hand here, the symbolic upward moving firelight here, right there, is actually representing your aspiration to fulfill your noblest ideals and highest potential. So you might have also recognized that you are extremely valuable, you have extremely great potentials, and this is actually like you maybe start fulfilling a couple of them now. It's inspiring to do more in the future. And what you let go of last year here, we have Sage of Worlds. This is actually Knight of Pentacles energy. So it seems like Knight of Pentacles is about growth, expansion, and planting your seeds and nurturing them carefully. Maybe that's what you have learned here. This is actually what you have learned to let go, meaning detachment from the outcome. You maybe work on something so much and then you're watching the grass grow, which takes forever. But this is the master of creation, which basically after you plant the seed, maybe you learn to just let the universe do its own job, let the Mother Earth work so it can bring you the blessings faster. And now we have here your what to expect this year, art, and this is actually number 14 is the Temperance energy, balance coming into your life, Libra, which is actually extremely powerful thing for you, because the more you have balance in your life, the more inspired you get, the more things you create, the more beauties you attract into your life. Okay, let's see what else we have here. And this year's biggest challenge for you, Three of Worlds, Three of Pentacles, working with others is going to be your challenge. I don't know how this is going to be a challenge, because you're a social creature as well, but this can be also finding the right people to work together. That can be the challenge, okay? Because that's a massive challenge nowadays, to align with the energies and the people coming into your life. That's going to be your challenge, which is a good one, which is not a negative one, which is a positive challenge that you're going to be dealing with. This year's theme, that what is going to happen is growth. Leaving the past behind, moving towards a new future, galloping towards your desires in a very fast fashion, which I love that for you. And let's see the advice for this year, what we have. Two of Worlds, Two of Pentacles, reflection and creating balance in your life. You might have a lake right there in the ice cold weather, meaning like there's something's frozen, they're not moving, there's a flowy energy here. We have the moon, and there's another actually planet right there. So this is basically the advice for this year is whatever that you do it with a balanced way, okay? If you're exercising, keep the balance in there. If you're eating, that requires balance. Work requires balance. Relationships, the partnerships that you're going to form has to be in balance in order to serve you the best way, okay? If you overwork yourself, or if you do things in an over the top, doesn't mean that's not the really thing. It's about being pushing your boundaries to the limits, so you don't really want to do anything anymore, okay? This is the indication of that. If that's the case, this is actually the advice here, to do things in a balanced way. The transition from that last year to this year, we have 20 time space, which is, this is the Judgment card. I feel like here, this doesn't have to be limited to the last year, this year, and the next year. This can be overall affecting the transition energy from past to the future. Basically, this is about letting go of the parts that do not serve you anymore. This can be maybe type of relationships. I don't want to say that your last relationship, because you might have a certain type of relationship, a person you keep attracting into your life and causing you the same troubles, causing you the same drama, and still you have some attachment to it. The Judgment card indicates that this year you're going to actually transition from that to a new. Maybe you have experienced certain things in the past this year. Now those were your guidance to be aware. Okay, this is an issue that you keep carrying. It's time to just now become aware of it and forgive yourself initially for allowing this kind of thing to keep coming into your life, and then let it go, because you are really starting a new journey basically. Okay, let's see. I want to see the last clarifiers with the Women of Worlds. I told you that the last year's major lesson, you learned how to be your own resource and create things out of nowhere. I see Three of Pentacles and Three of Wands under it, so it can be indicative of new adventure. Queen of Pentacles showed up here again. So this is basically the major lesson is you are the source. You are the center of everything that you create. When you become aware of that, you can change the outcome of your actions, your thoughts. Let's see, because this book is like really, it has different approach. I want to read some of these writings here. You're the mother, a preserver of young life through its creation and nurturing. You preserve life by providing the home. Okay, so this is the feminine energy of yours. If you're male watching this, this is the creative part of yours. This is the feminine and loving and nurturing part of you. Preserve the body through proper nutrition and exercise. This is an advice also coming forward. This is a maybe major lesson you have learned. Express yourself through your body with sensuality and grace. Your fertility symbolizes your robust physical health. Also protect the earth body by helping to keep the natural ecology healthy. So this is the lesson, probably some of you maybe in the physical sense, that you learn how to take care of your body, how to eat properly, or maybe if you haven't, this is the major lesson that we still have 2 months here that you can maybe look into a little bit better. And your biggest achievement is, I told you, we have here an end of the cross line, finish line, completion, freedom. We have the Statue of Liberty right there, a freedom that you accomplished. This is a victory. And we also have a hand, a golden hand reaching to the sky. So maybe you are setting new goals for you. The Hermit comes here to tell you that you can actually set up the new goals for you. You achieved amazing things. Give yourself some time to rest your mind. That's what the Hermit does. He's on top of the mountains, right? We have here the mountains, and he's resting now. He has the accomplishment. And when you actually take a break from the stress of the world, you'll be able to, I feel with this energy, you'll be able to receive more ideas that will lead you towards achievement. What do you need to let go? We have the Knight of Worlds, the doubting. Okay, this actually Seven of Cups coming to clarify it. You might have a lot of things that you want to work on. This can be about love, relationships, school, money, family, all the other achievements, success, health. And that's why maybe you're doubting, which one should I put all my energy in? Whichever one is your priority. That's another thing that I was listening to a lecture from Laura Silva, and she says, like, write down 100 of your goals, okay? And then one of them is going to just stick out. One of them is going to be the most important one. And then focus on that one. So this can be about this timeline can be about actually making one thing your priority and pursuing that fully, rather than spreading yourself thin. And we have here, the fourth one is what to expect this year. We have the art balance coming into your life. The Chariot is going to bring that balance really fast. So even though Temperance energy symbolizes slowness, slow movement of the things coming, but there's a sunshine on the background. And the Chariot tells me that that slow period is not going to last too long. Okay, expect to have balance in your life, and expect that balance to be created really fast, and in a way that it is actually bringing also transformative energies into your life. Okay, And the 5, we have this year's biggest challenge. 3 of Worlds, like teaming up with people, finding the right energies to work together with. That's what we said. And we have here Hangman. Until you find that, or maybe get inspired by that energy, which one, what works for you best, what kind of people that you work together, it is going to have some pause in your life, okay? The pause is about reflection. You might also choose this temporary pause for yourself and say, you know what, where am I going? What do I want to do? And what kind of people can help me? And this doesn't mean always your siblings are going to be fully aligned with your heart's desire. You might find someone who really wants the same things that you want. That's why maybe reflection is necessary here, okay? What else we have here this year's theme? Let's go. We have 5 of Pentacles coming, this year's theme of the Chariot. So Chariot tells me that there are sources that is available to you. Some of them are inner sources. You see that they have company here, but they don't see each other. They're turned, like he's looking at the light, she's looking forward. So it seems like there's a lack mentality coming to surface. But this is coming to surface because with the Chariot here, so you can really move away from that. You see the pathway to the skies here to upgrade that is available. Falcon indicates their freedom here, and even the flying balloon indicates that. And we have here a Greek deity, I think, and with a flower crown, meaning bringing a lot of peace. But first, you're going to deal with the idea of there's lack here. Okay, we're missing some things. I'm not receiving the help that I need. It's not really going the way I want to be. That's going to be the first energy that maybe you're going to face. But this doesn't mean it's going to hang around you for too long. Means that the Chariot also coming forward, you know the pathway. This will give you the courage to take that pathway. Your mind, body, heart, and spirit are constantly moving, running toward their highest possible attainment. You're moving onward and upward. Take the challenge to explore all possible pathways to reach the ideal. This can be material satisfaction. Be an adventurer, traveler, conqueror, and hunter. Okay, that's going to be the theme of the year. Advice for this year is, trust yourself. And don't burn yourself out, yes, but trust yourself. Make your moves in silence. Try to move towards your direction that you want to go, not against it. And do not conform. That conformity can be like the black cat actually symbolizes that you don't not conform. You don't care about what people think. And if you do a lot, you start to live the life by their rules, not your rules. So this is basically telling you, when you need to take a break, take a break. When you need to rest, rest. When you need to work, go ahead and do it. Okay? Mentally, prepare yourself for the highest good for yourself and for all. Transition from last year to this year. I told you we have an ending, and the ending came forward already. Maybe a relationship didn't work out. Maybe a situation didn't really satisfy you, or like some things that actions you take, you gain some things, but then there are some things that you wanted to accomplish didn't happen. But it seems like here, this is the judgment day coming forth. So you are transitioning from not seeing what you gained to all the benefits you got out of the last year's situation. And I feel like when you start to understand, okay, I was here, now I'm right there, this is going to really have a great upgrade in your life, okay? You're going to recognize that. And when you let go of the energy of despair, I feel like you're going to really experience a lot of joy, satisfaction, and even the manifestations can start to come back to back, okay? Let's pull your 3 important things you need to know for this year. We have the trust, okay? So this is 5 of Cups aligning perfectly with that, because this means that I trust that everything is always working out for me. Even though it doesn't look that way at this moment, I know that this is for my highest good and all. Okay, so that's the trust coming to you. And we have going forward, moving forward to the sunshine, to the green pastures, to new. This is also abundant resources. Maybe some of you even having a financial upgrade in your lives. And the third one is illumination. This is about like understanding the reflection with the 2 of Worlds here, understanding why things happened in a certain way. And I feel like the gratefulness is going to be very key for you, because you're going to realize that, oh, thank God this happened that way. That's why I'm here today. Okay, that's going to be your illumination, understanding why certain things happening in a certain way. Let's pull your activation cards. Let's see what you're getting activated in your life also. solar plexus, joy center. This is what actually gives us joy, makes us happy. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole, which when you are sure of yourself, your guidance, your existence, you actually take steps in a very trusting way, basically. Okay, and then that gets you what you want most of the time, and or something better. Let's see your final message. We have soul purpose. Act on your soul purpose today, and I feel like that's going to be the theme also overall of the year, finding what your soul purpose is and accomplishing that. Okay. All right, beautiful Libra, that's all for today. I would like to thank you for joining me, and I wish you a magical day. Bye. Hey, beautiful, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.